Hi everyone, it's HYDROLYSED. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be explaining protein. I've had a previous video about protein in my DIY protein video. I'll put a link down in the description box or somewhere around here, and there was a controversy about people misunderstanding what I was saying in that video. But now in this video I decided to explain what I really meant in that video. So I'm going to be elaborating on protein, the benefits of protein, types of protein we can use on our hair, and protein overload or protein sensitivity, and how often one should do protein treatments. If you're new to my channel, do click on that subscribe button, turn on your post notifications to get notified anytime I upload a new video. So firstly, I'm going to start off by explaining what protein is. In this video, I'm specifically going to be talking about the proteins that are found in your hair, because yes, your hair is made up of a type of protein called keratin, and this protein are fibrous proteins that are held by disulfide bonds. The disulfide bonds is actually what creates our hair's structure. In high porous hair, the disulfide bonds are loose and not really as compact and together as it is in low porous hair. In low porous hair, the disulfide bonds are very compact and together. So now that I've explained what protein is and how it affects the structure of our hair, I'm going to be going straight on to the types of proteins you can use on your hair. There are two main types of protein that you can use on your hair. The first type is the hydrolyzed protein, while the second type is the normal DIY protein. So I'm going to be starting with the hydrolyzed protein. What is hydrolyzed protein? Hydrolyzed protein, from the word, is a protein that has been hydrolyzed, which means this protein has undergone hydrolysis. Hydrolysis is literally the breaking down of this protein, or splitting up of this protein, like separating this protein and cutting it into tiny pieces. Just like when you have a carrot and you chop it into smaller sections, that's what hydrolysis does to protein. So why this is very beneficial in our hair, to our hair, is because when you bring this big macro-sized protein and you let it to undergo hydrolysis, it basically reduces it and makes it very small and micro enough to penetrate our hair. Once this protein is now being hydrolyzed and can penetrate our hair, it helps to create that elasticity that we need in our hair. So there are different types of hydrolyzed protein when you are going to get yourself a protein treatment. Hydrolyzed keratin, hydrolyzed collagen, hydrolyzed wheat protein. There are different types depending on the brand you're getting. But as long as you go to get your product and you see hydrolyzed there, it's definitely a type of protein that has been hydrolyzed. But in general, they are good for your hair and they are the proteins that your hair can actually absorb. That is the point of the hydrolysis. So now I'm going to be going to the second type of protein, which is the DIY or your kitchen cooked up protein, like when you use your eggs, your coconut milk, your oat milk, and all these ingredients you get from the kitchen and put on your hair. Why I say this is a type of protein which you can use in your hair, I know in my previous video people thought I meant like you shouldn't use that, it's not a protein treatment. In that video, when I meant that is not a protein treatment, what I was trying to explain was that the protein in that kitchen ingredients that you're cooking up, your hair doesn't actually absorb it. So it's not a protein treatment in the sense that the protein in it is not being taken in by your hair. Except for the fact that DIY proteins can actually penetrate your hair, they are not totally useless. When it comes to high porosity, low porosity, if you really want to get protein into your hair and know that yes, you're doing a protein treatment, go for hydrolyzed protein, use hydrolyzed protein. But if you feel that you still want to get extra benefits from your DIY, you can still do your DIY proteins. In order not to get people confused after watching this video, like some people were after watching my previous video, let me break it down for you. The type of protein you should be using is hydrolyzed protein. The type of protein you can use is from your kitchen, which is the DIY protein. But the difference is your hydrolyzed protein can go into your hair. You're actually feeding your hair protein and it's going to be able to digest it. But the DIY proteins can't be digested by your hair. You're giving your hair proteins that it can't make use of, okay? That's the difference. If you want to incorporate your normal DIY proteins into your regimen, you can still do that, but just know your hair isn't going to make use of the proteins. It's just going to get other benefits that ingredient you're using from your kitchen can actually give. So now you know what protein is, the type of proteins you can use on your hair and the difference. Now I'm going to be talking about protein sensitivity and protein overload. I've heard a lot of people saying their hair is protein sensitive. Personally speaking, I don't know how true that is, if that's a real fact. Actually, what protein sensitivity means, if this is your first time of actually hearing this, it means your hair doesn't like protein, like it's sensitive to protein. Me personally, thinking about it, how is your hair protein sensitive when your hair is made up of protein? It's more like saying your body is water sensitive when your body is made up of water. Like, how is it sensitive to what actually makes it up? That's why I really don't believe that's a real fact. Personally speaking, I believe most people that feel that your hair is protein sensitive just has protein overload and they feel your hair is protein sensitive. So after doing these things I'm going to tell you right now in this video, and you're done doing this and your hair still acts and reacts the same way whenever you put protein, then yes, probably protein sensitivity is a fact. So the first step to do this, to know if it's really protein sensitivity or protein overload, is checking your product. Yes, that's the first thing to do. When you get, all the whole products in your product stash, everything that you use that's on your product stash, take each and every one of them, check the ingredient list. Anywhere you see any type of hydrolyzed protein at all in the ingredient list, put that aside. Sort this out and try to remove the ones that have protein and the ones that don't have protein. If out of 5 products, you find like 2-3 products that has protein in it, you probably were suffering from a protein overload. You using 2-3 products or all your products having protein means you keep on layering protein, and when you try to do a protein treatment, your hair starts to feel like, oh no, I don't want protein because I have more than enough, and now makes you think you're protein sensitive. Try to change your product. Get new products that are just normal products with no protein in it. Get a product that has protein as its base ingredient. The first 5 to 6 ingredients are actually protein. So when you do that, you know that that is specifically for your hair's protein treatment. Now that you know what you're actually using on your hair, what they contain, now you wash your hair weekly. If you can't wash your hair weekly, you can still do it bi-weekly, but just make sure what your routine contains in like few weeks, like a month time. To wash your hair, do moisturizing deep conditionings and then moisturize your hair afterwards. Yes, that's what you're going to be doing until you start to see when your hair needs protein. Then do that protein treatment again. The way your hair would feel would either be different or the same. So it all depends on, after doing this over a period of time and doing your protein treatment, that's going to tell you if your hair was protein sensitive or had an overload. How often should one use protein? I've seen a lot of people say high porous hair needs protein once or twice a month, while low porous hair needs protein once every 2-3 decades. I don't know why people actually have that fact, because like I said, when it comes to protein treatments, think of your hair like an individual. Like, your hair isn't the same with everybody's hair. What you do on your hair on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis is different from what someone else with the same hair porosity and probably even the same hair type is doing. So how often you need protein is all going to depend on your activities. If you've been doing a lot of washing, co-washing, swimming, if you've been doing a lot of heating, styling, if you've been doing a lot of things like chemical treatments or dyeing your hair, then you might just need protein more often than someone who has just been keeping a very, very simple routine. You just have to know when your hair in particular needs protein. In conclusion, I'm just going to be telling you that protein is what your hair needs at some point in time, no matter your hair's porosity. Protein is very, very beneficial to your hair. Protein helps, give your hair that elasticity that it needs. Protein also helps reduce hair loss. Also, protein treatment helps tame frizziness in your hair, which helps to define curls. Protein helps lay down those cuticles, smoothing your hair cuticles, give it shine and reduce tangles. So yes, overall protein is beneficial for your hair. In my next video, I'm going to be talking about how to know your hair needs protein and how to know your hair needs moisture. The difference between protein treatment, protein deep conditioning and normal moisturizing deep conditioning, and the difference between a hair mask. So that's going to be a wrap for this video. I still remain your girl Tina Olise, number 1 natural educator. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you're not yet subscribed, and turn on your post notifications to get notified anytime I upload a new video. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.